A journey to where nature is at her most magnificent and forbidding. To mysterious places where dazzling and diverse cultures flourish. Where China's numerous ethnic groups draw you into a world of color and vibrancy. Where distinct lifestyles, traditions, and crafts have survived the test of time. Join Travelogue on its 17-part ethnic odyssey, visiting more than 100 places across China. Ethnic Odyssey, an enlightened look at China's rich ethnic heritage.
In this episode, we journey through the Alatai Mountains in search of grassland. We live among the Kazakh people, and we take our chances in a ghost town. Variety of China's landscape, diversity of its people. Welcome to Travelogue's Minority Series. I'm Michelle Lean, and I'll bet that you haven't heard of the Hasaka minority. Well, I hadn't at least. Not up till recently, anyway. I'm going to be living with them on the grasslands in Nalari, Xinjiang. We begin our trip on the Nalari grasslands, north of the Tian Shan Mountains. In Xinjiang, the climate to the north of the Tian Shan Mountains is very different from what is on the south side. Up north, we're surrounded by grassland, while the south is made up mostly of the Gobi and is extremely dry. The region north of the Tian Shan Mountains is home to the Kazakh people, known for their nomadic lifestyle and superb skill at rearing livestock. On these beautiful grasslands breathing the fresh mountain air, it's not hard to imagine that the livestock must be of the finest quality. They're also keen horse riders and start riding pretty much as soon as they learn to walk. When they travel, the Kazakh people strap their houses on the backs of camels and horses. Their homes are made of a wooden frame that's easy to set up and take apart, and it fits their nomadic lifestyle. Once they arrive at their destination, the women unpack and set up home again. The songs and dances of the Kazakh people echo through the air. I don't really know what they're singing about, but I can really sense the joy in their voices and in their movement. We drive down a long and winding road through magnificent grasslands and past traditional Kazakh dwellings. The Kazakh people live in decorated canvas huts supported by a wooden framework. As I gaze at the sights of the Nalari grasslands, I find myself daydreaming about life as a Kazakh, moving from place to place. The peaceful surroundings seem to dispel all worries. I really recommend the drive. The air is fresh and brisk without any form of pollution. The sweet smells from the vegetation even get inside the car. This must be one of the most relaxing and scenic drives ever. The Hasaka people have tremendous respect for eagles. They see them as a symbol of bravery and freedom. This magnificent feathered friend here is definitely a hunter's best companion. Eagles in all their grace and magnificence are a symbol of the Kazakh people. The feathers decorate the hats of Kazakh women. These girls, wearing their decorated hats, are bidding their sister farewell. She's getting married soon, so she'll be leaving home. They begin by singing a sad song about how much they'll be missing her.
Of course, it's never easy for sisters to say goodbye, especially when they'll be living a long way apart. But they manage to reminisce about their happy childhood, and they express it in this song. Outside, the sound of horses approaching announces the arrival of the best men. They've come with an invitation to the bride, also delivered in song. Their songs are about the coming union and how the two families will soon be joined. Then it's time for the invitation. The bride is asked to return with them to the groom's home to pay respects to the elders and seal the marriage in a ceremony. In the past, it was considered that the further a girl had to travel to marry, the more fortunate she was. The downside was that living in their different nomadic communities, it was unlikely she'd see much of her own family again, if at all.
How beautiful was that wedding? It was especially touching when they started to cry. It was just so sweet. Well, now they're about to embark on a really long journey to the couple's new home with their families in tow. But in Hakka tradition, what happens is they will bring cows and sheep and horses, gifts from the bride's family, to their new home so that they can start a new life. Let's go be part of the entourage.
It's a long, hard journey. It's hard also to imagine how the bride must be feeling. On the one hand, she has left her family to go and live far away in a place she has probably never seen, with no idea what to expect. On the other hand, she's embarking on an adventure, starting a new life, and no doubt, a new family. The bridal party, when it arrives at the groom's house, is greeted with yogurt and sweets, symbols of happiness. The guests all make a grab for the happiness on offer. The song is all about a beautiful girl who has come from far away to greet her parents-in-law and her new family. Our next stop is Sarim Lake. The name Sarim in Mongolian means the backbone of the upper mountain. The Kazakhs who live here are clustered in small communities around the water, tending to their sheep and horses. In these parts, you'll always find friendly Kazakh nomads wherever there's plenty of water and grass.
I reckon I deserve a day off. It's time to sit back, get a tan, and watch the sheep graze. Oh, ni hao. Ooh, cute Hazuka's boy is asking me to ride with him. I will. I think I will. Whoa. Oh. A little bit harder to get up from here. Okay. Hey.
While we ride together, Jahe tells me about his life. It turns out he's enlisting in the army next year to see more of the world. From Sarim Lake, we traveled to Karamai in search of a famous ghost town. It's known for its magnificent scale and, well, for its movie star status. If you've ever seen Ang Lee's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon or Tsui Hark's The Seven Swords, you'll probably recognize the ghost town of the world. It's located 100 kilometers northeast of the city of Karamai. And apart from being a famous filming location, the ghost town of the world is a surreal place. 100 million years ago, it was a lake surrounded by trees and all sorts of living creatures. Nowadays, it's a desert covered with mysterious rock formations created during years of weathering. When it's windy here, which is pretty much all year round, and the wind passes through here, there's a sound like wailing ghosts and howling wolves, hence the name Ghost Town. The nickname might be a little creepy, but the truth is, there's nothing scary about this place. Instead, it's a fascinating area full of rock formations that resemble palaces, archways, and old towers, and you can really let your imagination run wild here. Next, we go by car along the winding route from Karamai to Burton, a town in Altai. We're off in search of the famous Bay of Five Colors. During the journey, we're all trying to guess what it'll look like. And that should keep our mind off the long drive ahead. The Bay of Five Colors lie on the Irtyx River. It's easy enough to pick out 3 colors, and if you strain your eyes a little, you should be able to see all 5. The layers of colored rock merge into one another, and it's a real sight to behold. When the sun sets, it casts a red glow on the bay and river, and I hear this is the best time to see it, as you'll be able to see the bay at its best. From here, I have an excellent view of the color transformation before nightfall. It is a dazzling sight, and as I walk with the wind in my hair, it's hard to believe just how beautiful our world can be.
没事，坐过。
Oh my. Okay, we're up in Altai Mountains and it's so hard to get across. Check it out. We had to make our own road. But, you know, I think it might just be worth it if we get to see how the Hasaka people move upwards to the grasslands.
Time to travel up to Habaha in the Altai Mountains. While we're on the road, we see the first groups of Kazakh people on the move. They travel several times a year in search of greener pastures for their flock and according to the changes in the weather. Our destination is Haba County, Naran Grassland, where we've been invited to stay with a Kazakh family.
I don't even know how we're gonna get across. Let's just hope that the water down there isn't too deep. It's so cold. My driver's ditched us for the night, so we're gonna be here following the Hasaka nomads from Altai in Altai. At least I know that once I get into one of those homes, it's gonna be really warm. So really good for us. The great thing is we're gonna be able to follow them. So how's that for a different traveling experience. Oh, wow. Almost got a splinter there. Ooh, I did get a splinter. You don't have to help out when you stay at a Hazaka home, but I figured, you know what, since I'm here, I might as well, like, help out and make myself useful. This fire's so warm. Good thing. Okay, I'm not going to split the wood anymore. Just shove it in there.
Please.
Oh, just This is so much fun. We're going to eat here, and then after that, they're going to take away this dinner mat, and we're going to sleep here tonight. And it doesn't matter that there's no power, because even though like we're going by one light bulb, they're going to remove the cover later on, and we're going to be able to see the stars. I'm so excited. Okay, more eating. So good.
It's sunrise, and everyone's set to move. They organize their livestock with a little help from their sheepdogs and horses. A family always travels together, either with or without other families. The journey is long, and everyone has his or her own responsibilities. The women travel in front with the children and belongings, and the men keep an eye on the livestock at the rear. They've allowed me to come along, so this is my chance to get a taste of nomadic life.
The family that I was staying with has just given me a traditional Hasaka outfit so that I look the part when I'm traveling with them. See, the woman travels first with the house and the stove that you see here and everything that you need to rebuild the home, so that when the men arrive with the sheep and horses, there's food on the table and there's a place for them to stay and it's warm. Ha!
In parts, the trail is steep and dangerous. So dangerous, in fact, that our cameraman couldn't get a shot of us riding up. But having come in my car along bumpy roads, to be quite honest, I'd rather ride. At one point, a sheep fell down a cliff and broke its leg. The owner rescued it and put it in a basket, which he tied to a horse. Well, that's one way of getting a more comfortable journey. We cross the mountain, and once we arrive, it's time to set up camp. The women ride in front so they can arrive first, prepare the home, and have dinner ready by the time the men get in.
I couldn't help them out earlier because I was watching out for the kids, but now that we've arrived at our destination, we've got to set up home. Not it in. There you go. Jackson. Says it's good. Home sweet home. Now that we've gotten here, set up the house, and made sure everything's pretty, it's time for us to get in there and relax. Finally, it's been such a long journey. Go in. Lie. We need something to drink.
It's time to part from my Kazakh friends and head to Kanas Lake, famous for its vivid color and shades of aqua and turquoise. This beautiful lake, covering 46 square kilometers, is actually made up of 6 bays.
Every year, millions of people take this walk up this mountain just to be able to get a glimpse of Kanas Lake. It's so beautiful. Can't tell you enough how beautiful it is. Just perfect shade of aqua. Wait for me, sorry. Hey.
The boat hits the sparkling water, and for a moment, the calm here is broken. Being here on the Kanas feels like a dream. On the north side are Kazakhstan and Russia, and to the east is Mongolia. Kanas Lake is 1,340 meters above sea level, and you can get the most breathtaking view of it by climbing right to the top of the Kanas Geopark. The lake itself is a magnificent combination of shades of blue. Looking at it, I can't help but think of the sea, and I'm almost tempted to dive in despite the cold. But there's more to do here than just stare at the view. If it takes your fancy, you can go for a speedboat ride or walk around and just enjoy the natural scenery. Then again, you can always go whitewater rafting. Time to take advantage of those rapids. You probably can't tell, but it's freezing cold, and the splashing water sends shivers down our spines. Of course, that didn't stop our playful Kazakh companions from splashing us with even more water from their oars. Whitewater rafting is crazy fun. The trick to getting it right, though, is to lean back and row. Only when the instructors tell you, though. And we are not rowing, just sit back, relax, and watch as the world goes by. Now that we've had our fun, it's time to get dry and check out the town of Hamu. Tonight, we'll be staying at a tuva guest house, which sort of looks like a log cabin. In fact, it's half buried to keep out the winter cold. The Tuva people are Mongolian by origin, but live a Kazakh lifestyle. They're believed to be the offspring of Genghis Khan's army when he was heading west on his conquest. It's a small town. There aren't many people, but they're all pretty friendly. The main mode of transport is still the horse, and even though some people have cars, the roads are better suited for their equestrian friends. The Kazakh and Tuva people share the same customs and lifestyle, and as a result, are able to live side by side quite peacefully. The kids here learn to ride early, or in this kid's case, they pretend to.
You've got a runny nose. Look at that. You've got booger coming out.
It's not often that I get to visit such a quaint town, and I'm having so much fun just walking around people watching.
Come here. Yay! You got free! I'm free!
I even meet two cheerful little angels who insist on introducing me to their mother. She's friendly and I get talking to her. They're a Kazakh family who raise horses for a living. 3 generations of the family live here together. The children obviously love the extra attention, and while everyone else is talking, the little girl shows me their home, including the guest rooms, which is usually off limits to her and her brother. But it's okay as long as I don't tell. The deal is, though, I'm not allowed to show anyone else. I guess you're just gonna have to visit yourself if you want to take a look at their guest room. All in all, the town is delightful. The family is beautiful, and it's hard to say goodbye, but I must.
Northern Xinjiang has such a picturesque landscape. Sometimes it feels as if an artist's palette has been thrown across this earth, from the blues of the skies, the greens, yellows, and oranges of the trees, and the various colors down below of the Hazaka people who live on the land. It's been such a great journey. Sometimes I feel as if, I wasn't even here because it's so beautiful. But I was, and so were you. Thanks for watching Travelogue's Minority Series. I'll catch you next time.